Hi, welcome to our channel Good New. As we are all aware, since the dawn of the industrial age, humans have relied on fossil fuels like coal and oil. We use them to produce energy and as raw materials for manufacture in the industrial sector in order to supply endless power for societal advancement and technical advancement. However, this fossil energy cannot be quickly replenished. These coal and oil are continually created from the remains of long-dead plants and animals that perished in a high-pressure, high-temperature environment. They are also known as non-renewable energy since the circumstances for manufacturing this fossil energy are highly difficult and the process takes a very long period, both of which are beyond of human control. The need for energy has grown as a result of the expanding human population, which has led to the progressive hollowing out of these subterranean fossil energy sources. The most pressing and significant global challenges now are the lack and depletion of energy. Humans have previously provided pertinent answers in this area. One such solution is emigrating to extraterrestrial worlds. Humans are able to identify new planets that are fit for their own habitation, move everyone there, and then develop the planet's energy. But it's clear that this is impractical. We haven't discovered a habitable planet yet, and we haven't discovered a fast route to go to extrasolar worlds either. Making use of fresh energy sources is another remedy. Currently, it appears that this idea is doable. In particular, the use of wind, solar, and water energy in Western nations has been ongoing for some time. Humans have been interested in new energy for a very long time. Even if these pure energies may be drawn from nature, there are two drawbacks. First, because these energies can only be drawn from certain types of terrain, it is doubtful that they will be widely publicized. Considering that people are powerless to alter the natural world. However, these energy sources have a low rate of utilization, and the energy they produce cannot be compared to the energy produced by the current oil and coal. After all, people are powerless to alter the natural world. The energy produced by these energy sources, however, cannot be compared in any way to the current oil and coal because of their low utilization efficiency. Of course, governments from all over the world are paying close attention to the development of new energy based on new material technologies, including graphene. Some even believe that this is one of the key areas that will spark the fourth industrial revolution of humanity. Although there are certain technological challenges, the benefits and drawbacks of the new materials themselves have not yet been universally acknowledged by academics from around the world and have not yet achieved a uniform standard. People now focus on nuclear energy, another emerging source of energy. Do you know what it is? China has really been a very early investor in it. In other words, China will be unbeatable in the globe once this great project is finished. A clean energy source is nuclear power. Therefore, if humans can continue to increase the effectiveness of power generation and consumption, the future energy crises of humanity may be significantly reduced. Western nations place tremendous attention on this, nevertheless, because pertinent innovations in this sector can be turned into military technologies under specific circumstances. To obstruct pertinent resources and technology and forbid their sale to emerging nations, they have implemented a number of hurdles. Although the necessary technology for building and running a nuclear power plant are quite advanced. However, low concentration enriched uranium is used in nuclear power reactors to produce electricity. Humans can only produce nuclear fission, even on a powerful killer like a hydrogen bomb. Even though this process may be intentionally regulated, the energy it releases is scarce and unreliable. The phrase unsustainable refers to the idea that the chain reaction will ultimately come to an end when the atomic structure stabilizes and the number of protons stops decaying at some point in the future. It is clear that this approach not only wastes money, but is also ineffective. As a result, for many years, scientists have worked to develop a method that would enable atoms to react automatically and ensure that this reaction would not be halted by variations in the proton count. That is the topic of today's discussion on nuclear fusion. Despite the fact that you might not be aware of it, the Sun constantly undergoes nuclear fusion. Since the planet is so distant from the sun and our solar energy collecting and usage efficiency is so poor, it is conceivable that photovoltaic power generation might still provide some of the energy we require for living and producing. Therefore, the future energy needs of civilization can be entirely resolved if we can create a sun on our own and utilize the entire amount of energy generated by its fusion reaction. But in order to accomplish this, humanity must first figure out how to start and control the nuclear fusion reaction. The sun is a hot sphere with high temperature and high pressure as well as having a strong gravitational force, so it can keep igniting the nuclear fusion reaction while restraining these atoms, protons that want to escape. This is the reason why there is a steady stream of nuclear fusion reactions on the sun. It goes without saying that the Earth's natural resources cannot support nuclear fusion. As a result, magnetic confinement is typically used in European nations. On the basis of this idea, they created the Ketomac gadget. European researchers are currently testing this technology as of now. The inertial constraint approach was used by Chinese researchers at the same time. The idea behind this approach is to begin the nuclear fusion process using laser irradiation, then utilize the laser beam to limit the reaction's overall scope to accomplish the desired result. To this end, at the end of 2001, China invented a device named Shenguang II. The apparatus is a substantial laser experiment platform that China independently created. The goal is to assist China develop a controlled, effective, and secure nuclear fusion reaction by providing essential laser technology for large-scale nuclear fusion reaction devices. This mega project is significant for boosting the military might of China in addition to increasing the value of clean energy and propelling the development of associated materials, processing industries, and chemical technologies. The state of the battlefield in modern combat is directly influenced by a nation's weaponry, whether it be sophisticated or not. All nations on Earth are accelerating the development of history-altering weapons as a result. Using the United States as an example, we can observe that research and development has begun on laser cannons, hypersonic weapons, tiny nuclear weapons, sixth-generation fighter planes, and new-generation strategic bombers. China, of course, cannot relinquish control in this aspect. The subsequent stage in the development of high-energy weaponry is strongly supported by the Shenguang series of initiatives. We all know that high-energy weapon systems have various benefits, including: first of all, the system is capable of doing directed and accurate damage, thus the oncoming target won't escape a precision strike since its speed and location are changing too fast. Second, the interception speed is extremely quick and the system is free from electromagnetic interference. Thirdly, the system may be employed as an active offensive weapon as well as a defensive tool to destroy approaching aircraft and missiles. The system can also execute a large-scale instantaneous damage combat operation against the enemy's active force in the future. Finally, it is capable of destroying the enemy's active force. We need to rely on a high-performance laser system, which is presently being developed, to do all of the aforementioned tasks. It can offer crucial assurances for China's next nuclear fusion tests as well as technological assistance for the advancement of China's armed systems. The Chinese military will therefore become the best in the world once this gigantic project is totally finished. Thanks for having your watching in this video. You can add your ideas or suggestions below. Please keep following our channel and like our videos.